Hi, welcome to Chamber Connection. I'm Candice Lee. I'm president of the Towns County Chamber of Commerce, and special guest with us today, one that I have not had on the show before, and I'm delighted she could join us today, Suzanne Carter, who is the president of the Friends of the Library of Towns County. We've got a lot to cover in our segment today, so I want to make sure we hit everything. She's got so much going on with Friends of the Library. First, let's tell everybody what Friends of the Library is.
Well, it's actually Friends of the Libraries because we have two libraries in Towns County.
Okay.
We have one in Young Harris, which is the regional headquarters, and then we have one in Hiwassee.
Okay.
Friends of the Library is a nonprofit, and our main goal is to raise funds for the two libraries. It used to be that they didn't get any state money even to buy books, so they depended on us just to buy books, provide the money to buy books for the two libraries. And we also use it to supplement children's programming for the Summer Reading Club.
Okay.
And then any other
needs they might
have. Yeah, we just helped Vince to buy a video camera. The three Union, Fannin, and Towns County Friends groups all contributed to buy a video camera for, he's doing some YouTube videos.
Okay, good.
Puppets and stuff.
Yeah, getting into the electronics age, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good deal.
So we contribute in other ways.
Well, let me ask you something, because I just now thought of this, and I hadn't planned to ask you, but were you a librarian?
I was a librarian.
Okay,
How did you know that?
I did. I just thought, how would you aspire to be in a group like that unless you were a big reader like me?
Yes.
But
I've always loved books.
Right.
And I was a public librarian in Madison, Georgia.
Okay.
And I retired in 2004 and moved up here. And, I always used my libraries. I didn't really want to get involved for a while, but finally I said yes. And
Get back in it.
Yeah.
Get back in it.
Yeah, and libraries are so important to our communities.
Right.
And funding is sometimes hard to come by.
It is, and it's so different than when we were small. That was our big trip out every week, was to go to the library. I mean, that was our big deal because we'd get the max number of books that we could check out. We walked to the library from my house in Sandy Springs, and we'd check out as many as we could. And it was always a game to try to get ones we hadn't read because we were always there. We were always at the library. So, and I know things have changed.
Well, we still have kids coming in and we're getting huge stacks of books. They aren't limited to the number of books that they can take home.
Well, that's good.
Probably as many as they can carry.
Right.
So.
And I know there's a big need as far as the library goes, and as far as the money you raise. The big need is the books, providing books for the library, and then providing children's books.
We give the money to the director, and he uses it as he sees fit.
Okay.
He uses it to buy children's books and adult books and magazines and newspapers and databases and everything that goes into providing services for the communities.
Okay.
So we don't get to decide how he spends
how
the
he
money.
spends
It's
it.
used for materials.
Okay.
And it's also we do a matching grant with the county commissioner every year, and Bill Kendall started that a number of years ago, and the current commissioner has continued it. We raise $5,000, and he matches that grant with $5,000, so that's $10,000 that goes directly to the library system to buy books for our two libraries.
Now, does the money you raise in your smaller fundraisers like the bake sales and things like that, does that go towards the match?
Yes.
Does all that money go towards the match? So you just have to prove that you raised $5,000.
Yeah, we write them a check for $5,000.
Okay.
We're committed on our, in our organization to raising a minimum of $6,000 a year.
Okay.
And anything else beyond that, we can use for other things.
Okay.
We do our two book sales, we do two bake sales, and then we have some other activities that are coming up this fall that we've had we did a raffle last year, and we're doing a raffle this year.
Which is what you have part of with you.
It is, absolutely. We have one of our board members, her husband is a woodworker and a wood turner, and he keeps making all these cheese knives and ice cream scoops and these lovely, beautiful cutting boards. And so he decided to donate 10 items, and they're going to do it up in a basket, and we're going to do a raffle starting September 1st.
Okay. How much is a ticket?
A ticket is $5 or 3 tickets for $10.
Okay.
And we'll be selling the tickets starting September 1st at the libraries. We're going to be selling at the
Business Showcase.
Yes, the Business Showcase.
Because you guys are always there. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then we're having a book sale October 2nd, 12th and 13th. And we're going to do the drawing on October 13th.
That's
the last
good.
day of the book sale.
So they've got until October 12th to get a ticket.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll start selling September 1st.
Okay,
So
so
that's 6 weeks.
short window of time to get a ticket, so they got to get a ticket.
Absolutely.
They've got to stop by the library and get a
Yes.
ticket. Or you can come see Suzanne and her group at the Business Showcase,
Absolutely.
which is going to be at the Towns County Recreation Center on September 27th. That's the last Thursday of the month, and they've always been so good about getting a booth there. Great chance to meet folks, and if you can help in any way. You don't just have to buy a raffle ticket. Give them some money. Give them some
that'd be
money
nice.
for the library.
Become a friend. Become a member of our friends.
Right, and let's tell them about membership. It is so affordable.
It is. It's a yearly fee, or it's really kind of a donation, a gift. But for a single person, it's $12 for a year. For a family, no matter how many people are in your family, it's $24. And then we have 3 levels of business donors. $35 level, which you get a nice thank you letter. A $50 level, you get a certificate of appreciation. And then if a business donates $100, they get a copy of their business card in our newsletter for a year.
Oh, that's great.
So currently
Yeah.
we have 2 businesses in our
In the newsletter.
newsletter.
Right,
Right.
now it's just as a benefit to every member, what I'm holding up here and flipping through, this is the size of the newsletter you get electronically from Suzanne and the group quarterly. So you are kept up on everything going on at the library as well as all of the fundraisers. And of course, there's something in the newsletter about the raffle, which was great information.
and a picture.
Right,
Of the items.
right, and then if you are a business sponsor for $100, which is, like I said, a bargain, you get a copy of your card on in the newsletter, so
There you
showing
go.
your support. So, yep, but that's a great piece and a great way to keep folks informed of what you're doing. Well, and then you participate, like I said, in all of the events anytime you can get out and
Yeah,
around.
absolutely.
And your book sale, the big book sale, is that this month?
It's October. 12th and
October is the
13th.
big one.
We had one in June,
Okay.
and then we're having one in October.
I knew you had a summer sale.
Plus, we have a bookstore. We have
Okay.
a year-round bookstore at the Mountain Regional Library in the community room, so anytime the library is open, you can go in and buy books. And I think a hardback is $2 and a paperback's $1. And that we are dependent on donations of books. So we're always needing books to be donated, and then that's what we sell in our bookstore and at our book sales.
Okay, so all year round they can donate
Mhm.
books, okay?
And we do have some stipulations as to, we want to accept things that we know we can sell.
Okay.
People like to clean out their their collection of books, and they may be old textbooks and old computer books and stuff. And if it can't sell, then we don't want to have to be the ones that dispose of all those things. So
Right.
we have just made up a bookmark that shows all of our donation policy.
Okay.
So that's available at the libraries, and it's also on
I
our.
think it's in here, too.
No, it's on our Facebook page.
Facebook page.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a Facebook page now.
Yeah.
So you could like us on Facebook at Friends of the Libraries of Towns County, all run together. So then you can also keep up with our activities.
And I think you have a link off of the Mountain Regional Library page,
We do,
right? So
yes.
if you're looking for any information and you can't remember exactly how to find the Friends, you can go to the Mountain Regional
That's true.
Library and it links right off of there. What other fundraisers are you?
We have one new thing that we're doing this year, and it's going to be a pre-Thanksgiving pie sale. And we're doing it with Mercier Orchards, and you have to pre-order a pie. There's apple, pumpkin, and pecan pies will be available. You place your order, you pay for it up front, and then on November 20th, we will go pick up those pies and bring them to the libraries, and people will be able to come and pick up their pies ready for Thanksgiving.
Boy, you can't beat
So,
that. That's the best.
We take some of your
Best
your
part
hard
of
work away from you on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, that's great.
So-
And they're so good. I mean,
Yeah.
Merciers are so good.
And they're guaranteed to be fresh,
Yeah, that's
and they'll be
good.
in a nice little box,
Good
just
deal.
like you would buy at their store if you went to it.
Okay, so you've
Over.
got your big book sale coming up. You've got your raffle coming up.
Yes.
You've got your pie sale coming up.
And our fundraiser,
Okay.
and I think that's plenty.
Yeah, I was
That's
going to
plenty
say
for
for
the
a
next
volunteer
few months.
information. I mean, for a
Yes.
volunteer organization, that's an awful lot that you do. And we do, I mean, we always, if you don't appreciate a library, you need to get to the library. Our
Both of
libraries
our libraries are beautiful.
They're incredible.
Yeah, they've both
They
been
are.
renovated within the last few years, and they're very pretty,
Yeah.
attractive.
And I always brag on your bake sales.
Our bake sales are good, and we always need bakers for our bake sales.
And there's a spin-off to the bake sale that I've read in the newsletter. You've got somebody that's going to be teaching how to make sourdough.
Yes, one of our new members, Darlene, she's a big sourdough bread baker, and she wants to teach people how to bake sourdough bread, and that's free. You can learn how to do it at her house, and then hopefully you'll then make some sourdough
For your
bread
bake
for us to
sale.
sell at our bake sale.
Yeah. We always load up. We load up on books and we load up on food, and it's great that you guys are doing it together.
And we do 2 bake sales a year, one with our June book sale, and then we have one at the Towns County Library the end of June on one of her children's programming days. And we make a good amount of money just for that one-day event.
Right, with the people coming in and out for the
Yeah, all
library.
those kids come in for the puppet shows.
Yeah, puppet shows, and just like when Vince was here talking to us earlier in the year, the puppet shows that you have books on tape that can be rented. There's books, of course, to check out. Computers are there for your use. I mean, the library is an incredible resource, and we need to keep helping support the libraries because over the last, 20 years, 25 years, funding was cut.
Oh, it's been,
just
it's
so
been tough.
severely.
It's always,
Yeah.
for some reason, politicians, when tax dollars are scarce, then they always want to cut the public libraries, and that's the time when libraries are needed the most.
Right.
Is when other things are cut, other services.
Because it's a free service.
It's free, it's free
Yeah,
to
it's
the
a
public.
free
I
service.
mean, support it with your tax dollars, but
That's right.
it's free to use.
So let's, we'll go ahead and let's remind everybody of the Friends of the Library website, and
It's on
then
the Mountain Regional Library page.
Mountain Regional Library page,
Website.
and then the Facebook page is
Mhm.
just Friends of the,
Libraries of Towns County all run together.
okay. And then if they needed information right away, do you have a phone number for the Friends of the Libraries, or?
You can call the library. It's on, I think is it not on our,
It probably is. It's not on your membership card, but it's, there it is, 706-379-3732. If you need any information on either the Mountain Regional Library, the Towns County Library, or Friends of the Library of Towns County, because find out what they do and get involved. For an individual, it's just $12 to join this great organization that does so much in our communities. Providing services not only for children but for adults too. People looking for a job, you guys have the
Yes.
career coach
Well, I do
there.
have that.
Career coach will be there, in fact, in the next couple of weeks at the library. So this is not digging that deep in your pocket to spare $12 to join Friends of the Libraries for a year. And it's a fantastic organization.
It
The
is.
benefits are just unbelievable, especially when you have a daughter or a granddaughter or a grandson or a son that you can take
Sure.
to the library. I mean, they're getting so much
And
out of it.
they have programming all year round for children.
Right.
Story times.
Yep. There's always classes too going on at the Towns County
There
Library.
are.
Miss Debbie does a great job up
She's
there.
very enthusiastic.
So we're going to wrap it up with Suzanne Carter, but it's Friends of the Libraries of Towns County,
Yes, ma'am.
and we're so glad they could join us today. And please, if you need any more information, they will be at the Business Showcase on September 27th. That's from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Towns County Recreation Center. They've got a great booth, and they've got all this information on membership, but they're also going to have the woodworking basket that they'll have for raffle there.
The basket will be there so people can see what's in it
Right.
and buy their tickets.
So please support the libraries and Friends of the Libraries at Towns County. I'm Candice Lee. I'm with the Towns County Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to take a real quick break here, and we're going to bring back another guest, old guest of ours, Tim Massey. So stay tuned, and we're going to switch gears for another kind of fundraiser.
Thank you, Candice.
Thank you. Hi, welcome back. I'm Candice Lee with the Towns County Chamber of Commerce, and we are talking with Tim Massey for the second section of Chamber Connection today. Tim Massey is always I'm going to say you're always on the show, but he's not always on the show with the same event. So we were kind of laughing before we came on. Last time you were here was for a fundraiser. It was for Focus. That was just incredible. I heard great things about it.
That was a phenomenal event.
You're right.
And, we had 7 live bands that day.
Right.
In 5 hours.
But today he's going to talk about St. Francis of Assisi's Catholic Church. And I always call it the Fall Festival, and I know
that's what it is.
It is called Fall Festival.
It's called Fall Festival. And I decided this time I was going to find out some background. So one of the original parishioners, who's still alive, and she was really kind enough to tell me, it's been going on since 1976.
Wow.
And it has had a couple years where it's been nothing really, big or whatever, but the parish has actually been there for a very long time. It was a mission parish to start with. And they started doing this fundraiser in order to build a church. They originally had the church in an old gun shop.
Okay.
And it was where Marion Hall is now, and that's at the front area of where we have the festival each year. But as the years go by, it has grown and grown and grown to the point where we actually had last year people who came specifically for the festival that came as far away as Nashville.
Wow, that's great.
Apparently it got publicized, or somebody saw an advertisement for it.
Right.
And, because I do the radio spots for it as well. But, I don't know how they could pick it up from that far away, but they do.
I think a lot of it too. Thank goodness for social media this, because people that'll go on social media and say how great a festival it was, because every year it just gets better and better and better. I think once somebody goes on and it's somebody that another person knows and they say how good it is, they're going to travel from Nashville to go see it.
Yeah, they are. And we've gotten them. We had one come in, they were visiting relatives from Australia. And because I always, being the sound person there and doing the music and doing all the announcing for it, and of course we do have on the Friday, this year the festival, let me give the dates.
Okay.
We're the 28th, 29th, and 30th of September.
September.
We start at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, the 28th, and we stop at 4. They start at 8 o'clock on Saturday, and we stop at 4. On Sunday, it runs from 9 until 2. They're doing a silent auction this year, and I have to say, I have already taken some inventory. They have a keyboard. They have some motorcycle equipment there, all-weather jackets, clothing, etc.
Okay.
Retail on that stuff is over $500. They got 2 sets of it.
Great.
They're doing. They have log furniture, 2 complete bedroom sets and/or living room sets that they're doing on silent auction. This year, the auction's going to end on Saturday. Last year, they ran it through Sunday. It got to be a nightmare trying to get everything organized and closed down at the same time. So it's going to stop at 4 o'clock this year on Saturday. They've got kayaks. They've got musical instruments. They've got furniture. And then, of course, they got, as they quote from church all the time, jewelry. And they do. They have one entire area that has fine jewelry, cosmetic jewelry, everything you can think of in the jewelry line. Arts and crafts. Christmas, if you want to get stuff for Christmas, that's the place to go. And then baked goods.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Last year we did pierogies. Remember?
I know.
All right. They sold out 400 pierogies in under 2 hours. This year they're doubling the amount they're going to make, but I doubt if it'll last much longer than 3 hours.
So Friday you need to get your pierogi.
Yeah, they'll start selling them at 11 o'clock, and last year by 1 o'clock they were gone.
Okay.
And I had a friend of mine came in Saturday morning looking for pierogies, and he said, "Where are they?" And I says, they were sold out 2 hours after they started yesterday.
Well, and the thing about the pierogies, it was such a different item.
Yeah.
And we started really talking about it. And there we go again with the social media. Somebody put on Facebook that they're going to have pierogies at the St. Francis of Assisi Fall Festival.
And we have a lot of followers on that Facebook account at St. Francis. So, I mean, it got out and everywhere. But I mean, they do a lot of food there. I mean, they do the sausage and peppers, and then our Hispanic community comes in and does tamales and tacos and burritos and all of that delicious stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, now you're making me hungry. It is getting close to
It
lunch.
is getting close to lunchtime.
But we have such a good time with it. And this year, instead of my just doing music, the guy who normally runs our flower sales, the mums and things, Lou is not up to it this year, so they're going to move it all over next to me.
Okay.
And so I'm going to have, in addition to everything else that I have to do, I'm going to be selling the flowers this year. So stop by and see me.
Stop by and see Tim. If
And-
you were looking for, just follow, I always say follow the wires if you want to follow Tim because he's on the soundboard. But if you want a mum,
I'm
you
also,
can also.
they will be surrounding all my equipment, and that way, underneath of my canopy. And I have my little sign up there that says the sound man for you.
Right.
So that way you can spot me easily.
Let's tell everybody, there's so many good things, and we're going to go back over all the good things at the event. Tell everybody what you guys use the money for at the church.
All right, it goes to the St. Vincent de Paul Society. Some of the money and merchandise that is left over that is not sold goes to SAFE.
Okay.
And they use the funding for a lot of our charitable events, and we do help pay off our building with it too. We had a very large debt on Marion Hall, and this has actually helped to pay that debt down. And Marion Hall is a state-of-the-art structure.
Right.
It's kind of an unusual place that you would not normally find at a Catholic church, but it's used for everything, and it's got a rentable area if you are interested in, you know, doing parties, whatever.
A big meeting or anything
Yeah,
like that.
they do rent things out, and it has a full kitchen.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this is one of the things, that's basically what we use it for. It doesn't take care of our normal operating expenses. Our normal tithing and collections do that. This is all used for charitable stuff and for all of our ministries and things within the church
Okay.
to fund what we do. And hopefully this year they'll let me get some sound equipment.
You have to put your wish list.
I got to
in.
get my wish list
You
in
got to
there too.
get your wish list. So we got to. We're gonna say this a couple times because it runs in the fall. All the events seem to run together. September 28th, 29th, and 30th is the Fall Festival at St. Francis of Assisi. And I just found this out from Tim a couple of weeks ago. Every Tuesday, if you have items you want to donate, if you have items in your basement, in your garage, or anything else that you'd like to donate towards St. Francis, any part of the auction or any part of their sales at the Fall Festival, you take collections
We
on
do.
Tuesdays.
You can call us at the church number, which is 706-745-6400, and they will make arrangements for you to have someone pick it up if you can't deliver it, or you can bring it in. Every Tuesday up until the week before the festival, we do the collections from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Okay.
And that's in our parking area down there. We have a big container down there, and Liz is getting the sign redone with the proper dates this year. And so that'll be up there before too much longer to actually show people where we are. But we actually will have people, if you have large items to donate, and you can receive a tax deduction certificate because, of course, Catholic Church is always a 501c3. So we can give those out to you. And I'm in charge of the advertising this year. So if anyone would like to advertise with us, and that means put a sponsor, it's very inexpensive. $50 will get you on the board.
Okay.
And if you have gift things that you would like to give us, you can call me and I'll give you my cell number. And if it doesn't work, because I live in the mountains, you can always leave a voicemail. And my number is 994, yeah, 1247.
Yeah.
I don't give it out enough to make it worthwhile.
You don't call yourself, right?
That's true, I
You
don't.
don't call yourself.
The only, and you know, but that way, if you have a donation to make, you can contact me directly, and I'll be happy to take the information down. And if you want to make a sponsorship, any amount that you give would be very grateful. We have a lot of folks that do this. Our newest one this year is Sundance Grill.
Okay.
They're going to do a sponsorship as well as, last year they gave us a gift certificate. They're going to do it again this year.
Good.
So, I mean, you know, these folks, if you've never been there to eat, I'm plugging them. They are a phenomenal place to go. And I don't say that just because I work for them occasionally for their music, but also I do eat there every week.
Yeah, it's a great
It
restaurant.
really is.
And we've got to let everybody know too that there's more items than just on the silent auction.
Oh yeah, we've got what we call a white elephant tent. It's 4,000 square feet of crowded stuff.
Yeah, so you're going to a big garage sale.
It's probably the largest, people call it the largest yard sale in 4 counties, and that's probably true.
Right.
And we have some very personable folks that are there to help, and they'll load your vehicles for you, do anything you need. And of course, we always have great music.
Yeah. There's so much to do. This is the best fall festival in the area. I've always said that. It kicks off the fall season because it's at the end of September every year. So it's September 28th, 29th, and 30th. It's at St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Blairsville, but it's between Young Harris and the city of Blairsville. So,
right across the street from Heritage Propane.
right.
And we are so grateful. Heritage gives us their big half-acre lot for our parking lot. And last year, we guesstimated from what we had in the way of traffic, about 9,000 people through there
Right.
for that weekend. And that wasn't the biggest. I remember one year we counted, we had 14,000.
It's a big
big deal.
event, but don't miss it, and don't wait till Sunday if you want to.
No, because there won't be anything.
Get some of that good food.
The food is phenomenal. It really, you know, you can put on the baked goods, like I said, but we have such a good time putting it on. And you would think after all the work that is done and everything we go through, that we would get a little bit worn out and tired and irritable. But it seems like on the days that we actually do these things,
Right.
it's like an aphrodisiac. It just perks you up and you really get
Because
cranky.
you're doing stuff for other people.
Yeah,
And I think that means so much because you guys do. You do such a good job down there. And I know so many of you that work so hard every year to put this on. And it's not just a 3-day event. These folks are working all year to make this festival a great event for us and raising money to help other people that need help. So don't forget about the St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church Fall Festival, September 28th, 29th, and 30th, right over the mountain from Young Harris, headed towards Blairsville. Church is on your right. Can't miss it.
If you're coming up the other way, you see a big, huge building staring you in the face when you round that bend right after you pass the
Bowling alley. Right.
And there it's on the left side. That is probably the landmark that people actually see. I don't even know what the actual address is, 3775 or something like that?
You can't miss the church.
You can't really miss it.
Go online too. I want to remind everybody that you guys both have a website and a Facebook page. So
Right.
if you need any information as the festival gets closer, just go to St. Francis of Assisi, Blairsville, Georgia. There's a lot of churches with that same name. Go to the one Blairsville, Georgia, and you can pull up their Facebook page, find out all the information on the events as they come up. Tim, want to thank you again, and my goodness,
My pleasure.
we will check it out, and I'll be there Friday at 11 o'clock.
I figured that.
Start that line to get that pierogi. We're so happy you could join us again. I'm sure we're going to see you again soon with another project you're working on.
I enjoyed it very
But
much. Thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. 2 great folks coming on the Chamber Connection. I'm Candice Lee with the Towns County Chamber of Commerce.